Okay, today I wanna explain every feature in a2n kernel control app. For the first is the power menu. This is a control of your charging. This is an AC current that's usually used with original charger, and you can set it until for 3.5 ampere. Yep. This is you can set it. I usually use 3.1 because the original charger is only can charge up to 3.3, and sometimes it get reset because the charger is cannot uh, give the amount of that ampere. And for next, this is USB-P, the current max for fast charging. I mean power delivery. The other power delivery like Xiaomi power delivery or OnePlus, Oppo, VOOC or something else. You can set the same for S8 Plus. We just get a 3.8A, and for next almost same current, but in real life you will not get it for the other. For USB CDP is charging those stream port current. Yep, default is 1.8. This is like, I forgot about where is this charging. I'm not really sure. And this is wireless charging, and you can use the high milli, but I'm not sure about the heat come out. That's for sure. Is the heat is big. And USB 3.0, you can set it 3.8A, of course, and USB 2.0 if the current is can be to the 3.5. This can be, but the spec is only 0.5. It's like 500 milliampere. So don't expect too much here. Charging current to check your charging current. Yep. If you set it to 3.5 or something, the number higher, and sometimes it says 1.175 millia or something else number. That's just a real charging. I am for this time I use 3.0 USB charging, and then the 3.0 just only can be supply this amount, and then the input voltage is 5 volt because I'm using the 5 volt USB 3.0, not 9, because the default is like that. And battery temperature you can check it, and then battery voltage I'm at the highest as possible. Then for battery current level you can limit how much do you want to charge your battery, and this is you can limit it. And after you limit charging, the percentage of the charging, you will see the blue LED. Yeah, if the full charge to your limit, that's from red to blue. If default, that's will be red to green. You can see it. You can tell if you buy the app, and then or you using default settings. If you not have a premium app, this will be all setting is default. This is for premium, just premium. You can see the price at the page of this video uploaded. And this is for next battery idle mode. You can idle your battery when you're charging. This is like a laptop, you know, the laptop, like a gaming laptop. If not charged or not using the charger, that will be like limiting the the performance. And for battery idle mode, this is for gaming. recommended for gaming though, because the battery idle mode is useful for benchmarking heavy gaming. If you using a charging, it's better to get battery idle mode, or sometime for maximum performance you can turn it off, because you can use both power, battery and the charger. That will be powerful, but that's useful though, because I've been using this for maximum performance. I will explain it for GPU, because why better to use idle mode for PUBG or competitive game, but for heavy game like Genshin Impact, this need to turn off it, and you must at 100% to get full performance of your phone. And for maximum charging temperature, you can limit it for 45. If this reach the limit, that will be limiting to 500 milliamp. And charge cycle, you will know your charge cycle how much it is, and this is stored in the board, not the battery. If you replace your battery, you must reset it. Then real battery capacity, you can know from here, and real battery capacity in milliamp per hour. We will know here, and I have the 89% real capacity is about 2,928 milliamp per hour. And this is disable moisture detection. If you have a bug or something like your charging board is have problem, it's detect moisture, but your phone is fully dry, and you can use disable moisture detection to disable detection. As the note, you may need to reboot or try replugging the cable in for sure. Then next, the audio for who face when play sound at background, and sometimes it's glitching or using Bluetooth or something wirelessly or wired, like using audio jack. You can use PMQoS big for make the sound using this frequency you want. For better life, you just using 741 megahertz for better life, and sometimes it's glitching. That's limiting from the board of Samsung. For unknown reason, sometimes it's glitching at this frequency. And for little, it's good using 949 for better life and performance, or you have or you want more performance for audio, or you can hear the noise or something else, you can use the highest frequency, big or little. And this is emulator button. Yep. If your button is broke, you can use this. Yeah, you can use that. And then for the screen, for HDMI or DeX, you can force custom resolution, as I see here, because I'm using 1080p monitor. For this time, I use screen copy, yeah, for recording this. And then sometimes I use DeX, and I need to limit it to 1080p because my screen is at 4K, and the TV is can do 4K 60, but my adapter is just can do 4K at 30. And then the limiting of the SoC is about the 4K at 24. If you set it to 4K at 60, that will be instant reboot. But I do not know for this work or not the FPS. This is the refresh rate for 1440p. Right? I've been using this, and this is what and still give the image of the phone, but the color is get brushed or less color. But that's work, still work. But I'm not sure about the 70 hertz and suspend. This is like emulating the power button. If I press this, the screen will be turned off. And then the next is the CPU. In here, you can almost control everything. Yeah, but for minimum step is cannot because that's not reliable because we are using the custom DVFS until it reach the DVFS maximum temperature that will be the highest frame until it reaching. If the reaching that's if the time reaching the DVFS maximum temperature that will be decrease the frequency. Here you can set the maximum frequency to 2.8 gigahertz. Of course, this is real and not fake or something else. Yeah, I can use it for real. This is 2.8 gigahertz. Maybe you can see something alike, but because I'm using USB 3.0, something like. But for gaming, this is for usable for PUBG or something competitive game or COD and something else. Suspend maximum frequency when the screen off. That will be used the frequency from here or minimum the frequency until it makes just 2.3 gigahertz. Yep, this is when the screen on and this is when the screen off. For disable boost, this is for battery safe. Yeah, if you outside or at vacation, you can use disable boost for more battery life. And up threshold, you can adjust it when the CPU load or get load. It will be to the maximum frequency. If this 99 or 95% the default, if reaching the 95 or more, that will be use the maximum frequencies if the DVFS not get throttled. And then you can adjust it whatever value you want for to get a maximum. Or you have active cooling, you can use this. This is useful for suspend for competitive game or benchmarking or something else. And this is the DVFS. You can set the minimum temperature is 5, I think it is 45 degrees C, and this is 100 C temperature. And for real, until your SoC is get 100 C, that will be throttling. But if not, that will be not. I can assure it because I've been using this kernel almost 2 years. For real, this is work, man. And then for next, same like little CPU, you can adjust the maximum frequency. And for real, this is 2 gigahertz. This work. But in note, sometime why this is not that maybe unstable because chip lottery. Yeah, chip lottery. If every chip is have their own luck, then sometimes it can goes to the highest frequency with low voltage. If you go slow voltage and you will get a better performance because that's less heat though. And same this is suspend maximum frequency here. You can set whatever you want, but in tips for better life use 1.4 gigahertz. And then this is governor tuning, disable boost, no boost on the threshold. Yep, this is for little CPU, and then this is for big CPU. And you can use little only for extreme battery safe. For real, this is for extreme battery safe and not recommended for daily usage. For real, this is extreme battery usage like you using extra power save in default Samsung, but this is more better. And duration both CPUs or input booster, this is like when you scrolling or play game, this is boost the CPU to the maximum frequency it can until it get throttled by DFS limit. Yeah, that's the function. This is like to smooth the scrolling, to get smooth scroll, and you can get this, just turn it on, or for better life you can turn it off. Then voltage control is for undervolting. Yeah, but some of you maybe face kind of with random reboot. You just increase the default step, and this is the highest default step, but I do not know for different device. Sometimes it get too low. You can just uh, adjust this value whatever you want. But if you doesn't know about what do you uh, what what you do is just make it default, or better to get it under voltage a little or much until it's not stable, or you can find the stable for your SoC. For better life and better performance you can use under voltage. Then the same here for big CPU. Yeah, and little CPU you can do under faulting though. Yep, and yeah, you can under faulting for little CPU though. And this is same, just adjust the value. You can underfold your CPU. That's the easiest way to get fast and then make your 6 years old device is like a brand new, bro, for real. Then next for GPU, this is you can control the maximum frequency of your GPU. The more higher frequency, the more performance. Some my device is not stable at 764, and I better use 683. And the tips for me is when using 839 megahertz, you better using charging. Uh, you better use your charger at the maximum milli milli A for to get stable this base, because this GPU have 20 cores. For real, this is 20 cores. And then this 20 cores, if at 764, it can beat almost all 600 and 700 performance SoC of Snapdragon series. For real, man. I'm using this phone and this kernel playing Genshin Impact. It gets like 45 or 50 FPS if using cooling system. If not, you just get a 30, sometimes it's 60, depend on your resolution. And here the same like CPU disable boost. This is will not make the GPU goes to high frequency, but this is make the frequency goes step by step and one by one to make the lower power consumption. If you want more, just disable it and do not untick it. If you tick it, this is would be disable boost. If you untick it, this is will enable the boost. It's like that's and that's it for disable boost. And next, the up threshold, same like the CPU. For who you play the game, it's better use 45% to get a good performance to make the GPU still turn it on. And for the GPU, is the most stable uh, temperature is 100 for me because this is totally like not jumping like the CPU. This GPU is increase the temp is like step by step, depend on your frequency. For the default 839 megahertz step is at 800 millivolt, but I need to increase it because that's not enough voltages for to make it stable. But some of you, but not but this is some of you will have almost 99% of S8 Plus can do 764 step, and you can underfold it to get the good voltage for your phone. This is good for underfolding to get better performance and better life again and again. Then this is the kernel made for pushing out the phone until its limit. And then this is a profile. You can choose the power save, balance it, and performance. This is performance if you not enable some of it, some of this profile. This is will be become a default. That's default is performance using a default frequency of CPU like default stock from Samsung. Then for GPU maybe get a little overclock but not much because the default is at 546, and then that frequency has been deleted because the frequency from 572 is too short. Then you can use the performance plus and you can set it the fast enough your CPU max frag and little CPU go and GPU max frags. And then next for RAM and IO, then this is you can see the menu here RAM IO, and this is the RAM size. Like adding your RAM is much more, and then you swap here on the RAM to get better multitasking. And swappiness is like how much do you store to the ZRAM. If you set it full, this is almost like to 50 and 100% to the ZRAM, and this is not good for gaming. For gaming is like 150 or 5. For better performance is you just make your phone is for gaming only to get better performance. And then that for page cluster, the higher value increase web throughput. And here, if you make the value is higher, and then the ZRAM, I mean the app will be stored to the ZRAM is much more, and then this is will increase the latency or maybe like something you see it's stuttering or sometimes it goes like, but this is for good multitasking. If you are on gaming, just make it 0. That's for better performance and low latency. Like this note, and then read ahead, increasing read ahead KB kilobyte can improve IO speed, but it may also increase latency. And then because I'm using this phone for gaming, I leave it for the 4 kilobyte for less latency, and then drop cache and buffer to free some amount of RAM. Not this is usually not needed, but maybe useful for starting a benchmark or game. Yeah, sometimes useful for who you are on at gaming. And then Next is network. You can use network file system. This is on back end. Enable support for SMB and CIFS, support SMB2 and SMB3. For NFS, enable support for NFS, support version 2. Okay, here we are. We continue to record. And then this is for network. Basic your leaf. You can choose what you want here, and then this is much TCP congestion, cubic, new Reno, big, Westwood plus, high speed, high blah, HTCP, Vegas, Reno, LP, yeah, Illinois. And if you know all of this, you can choose the better one for you. And then this is VPN or tunneling backend. Enable support for L2TP and WireGuard, Cloud WireGuard kernel module, improve performance for secure network tunnel. Yep. And Wi-Fi band, you can choose the band what you want. If you only choose 2.4 gigahertz, you will only detect 2.4 gigahertz frequency Wi-Fi only, and 5 gigahertz band you will just see 5 gigahertz band Wi-Fi only. And next for a mist, you can brightness control of your touch. You can choose. If you set it more than 10, you can burn your LED, but it's better use 10. If you do more than 10, that's your risk, bro. We have been warned at value over 10 can be burn out the LED, and the range is 1 to 17. Why we made this uh, the control can be 17, maybe when a cave or something emergency you can use this. And then this is the LED RGB blink on delay. You can set the delay of the LED notification, and this is can optimize the red LED to make the LED is more light and then seeable. You can choose the red or green or blue to make it more seeable. And then the accelerometer, if you have a bad accelerometer, and then that's something weird, you can calibration your accelerometer here, and don't forget to make your phone is flat as your house floor before you use calibration data. And then if not, you will be faced more weird accelerometer when play game or using a gyroscope. And then this is file system. You can enable NTFS support, and then you can use your hard drive. Sometimes it's not be readable in the phone. You need to mount the hard disk or the SSD like this command mount middle line t and tfs slash dev slash block slash sda1 slash data slash media slash otg slash p1. To access file, navigate to data slash media slash otg p1. Okay, that's it for the control. I think that's enough. I have been explained everything in the apps. Oh, I think I forgot something. This is for advanced power menu. You can do the you can reboot to system, to recovery, or to download mode, or even power off. And then this is for debug. You can disable auto start on boot or boot with app defaults, and debugging for fixed permission. If fixed permission, if you install a third-party kernel managed app, now this app cannot be changed some setting. And this is check kernel update for checking your kernel is updated or not. Yes, like this. And about this is the about. and then the default call is a2n answer. And then for reporting a bug or you face a random reboot, you can just go to the a2n control demo. The reason why only can do by a2n kernel control demo is the only reason because Play Store is doesn't allow about make a lock for your phone. And then this is for make a report if you visit after an app for close or soft reboot and last MSG for after get a random reboot. And then yeah, this is what I can do for explain the advanced kernel app. You can get it just in the Play Store, just write it down or type in advanced kernel control S8, S8 plus, and Node 8. Yep, so this is the 8. For the price, sometimes it goes down and sometimes